Well, hello, hello, my beautiful ones. How are you, my gorgeous ones? So, this is going to be pick a card. This is going to be group one. This is group two. This is group three. This is group four. And like last time, I'm just going to turn over the cards and sort of channel messages. I'm going to give you a second to sort of see which one calls to you, group one, group two, group three, group four. And of course, you can pick more than one. This is going to be what's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks for you. I did the new moon video, and so this is sort of attached to the new moon and the new beginnings that we're going to have and the direction that we're moving in. It's about new beginnings and new direction and new things coming in and new possibilities. And so, one of these four groups, whatever, or you can pick two if you want, whatever your soul is calling to you. And again, there's not going to be any rhyme or reason. I'm just going to turn over the cards and then bring the messages. I do have chakra cards on the top, and usually that's for your health and healing. So we'll go over that as well. But that's kind of and financial cards as well. So that's kind of the only direction that those two cards are going to be in. The rest are just going to be sort of flowing, and whatever messages I get from spirit or from your higher self or from the universe, God, source, oneness. So uh, you can pause the video right now and pick a card or pick a group, and then I will begin. So let's start with the first one. And I've already shuffled and meditated on these. Let's see if you can see that. So again, I'm not in my usual place, so I'm kind of having to figure out. So I apologize for the setup not being like it usually is. Wow. What? Okay, so I'm already seeing that you have in these next couple of weeks, this group, whoever this is, I feel like in the beginning, you're sort of waiting. You know that something's coming. You can sort of feel it. And I feel like you're waiting here on the dock. If you look, you can see where you're sort of waiting for your ship to come in, right? And so for some of you, this is either a new love interest, but I feel like a lot of you, this is money that you've been waiting for or a business opportunity that you've been waiting for. And so I feel like what's really interesting is I feel like you begin to wait, or you've been waiting, and then you understand that you need to make a move for some reason, and this is over the next 2 weeks, where you're waiting, then you understand where you need to make a move. So instead of doing it the normal way that you usually do it, you go within and you get some guidance as to which move you're supposed to make. And when you do this, I feel like the Nine of Cups, Nine of Coins, and the Ten of Coins. So some of you have this lump sum of money coming in. Some of you are already at a stable place and you're getting this opportunities that are coming in. And I feel like you've worked hard to get here, but I feel like this is the next level. I feel like you're sitting here where you're feeling as comfortable as you can feel and as independent as you can feel financially or business. Um, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of like, this is your business issue or this is your financial thing. I don't feel like this is family well, I'm not saying that family isn't involved. I just feel like it's more of a business thing or more of, excuse me, of more of your finances or more of an inheritance or more of a litigation maybe. And so you're already looking good. You kind of feel like, so let me say this with this card. I don't feel like if you looked around you, you wouldn't maybe have a lot financially right now, but I feel like you have this peace of mind and this is with the Hermit, because I feel like this is why you were waiting. Because let me say, I'm feeling like there is so much that has been taken away, and I am not afraid anymore. That's what I feel. I feel like I have been abundant the whole time. I was just in fear of being without or having lack of. And I've realized that now that I'm physically at the point where I had been without, that I still made it through. That's what I feel like this Nine of Coins is, that you sort of released that fear and you released that pressure and you released a lot of things, and you were like, it's going to be what it's going to be, and I'm still okay. And there is no more that either a person can take away from you or a situation can take away from you. I feel like you're finally standing where you, well, I'm hearing finally standing in your worthiness, finally understanding your value, finally saying, even if it didn't look like I had anything and I didn't have anything and things were pulled away from me, even though like there was a fear of that, and I made it through and I'm okay. And now nothing can touch me. That's what I feel like with this Nine of Coins is like, nothing can touch me. I'm okay. I've already been through the worst part. And in that, you get riches. And in that, you're allowing this independence and this abundance and this, abundance, this value of yourself to come in, right? And so then it comes in. So that's what this Ten of Coins is. This money is this opportunity. It's this opportunity that's going to make you money. It's this opportunity that's going to get you to the financial sound of things, the financial stability of things. Whether it's a person that comes in to give you an assistance, whether it's somebody that gives you a loan, whether it's an inheritance, an insurance policy, some of you, it could be that you win something like a lottery. I'm not saying the lottery, but like that. So I feel like once you get to this space, like you realize what's the fear about? There's no fear because it's already been done to me. Like there's nothing more that you can do to me. There's nothing more. I almost feel like you're yelling at the world. World, there is nothing more that you can do to me. Like I've already had it done, and I'm okay, and I'm not. There's no more fear. There's just no more fear, or a person. Like there's nothing more that you can take away from me. It's already been done. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I feel like you realize in this, and you come out like this. You were waiting, and you're like, what am I waiting for? I get to control. I get to do this. And with that comes this. But not only this, this is the physical manifestation of where you're at, okay? It's always a physical manifestation of where you're at. Whatever your life looks like, that's a physical manifestation of where you're at mentally and spiritually and in your heart, right? Or I won't say spiritually, energetically, right? And so this, when you get here, is a physical manifestation of where you're at. I am abundant. I am okay. I have no fear. I did it already. Like all I can go is up from here. That's what I'm feeling. And this is true with the Seven of Swords. I see that you take your stuff. See that you take your stuff. It's like I see you in a sandbox and you take your toys and you're like, I'm going home. I'm done. That's what I'm seeing. That's why I laughed. Because whatever it is that had been holding you back, and it was only a couple of things, whatever it is that's been holding you back, it's no longer holding you back. And so I see you take the steps forward, you take your experience with you, you take what you have with you, and you stand strong and you are going forward. You still look back to say, I'm placing you there. You're done. I don't feel like you're looking back saying, well, maybe I need you. No, I feel like you're looking back, realizing that you're no longer there, that you are moving forward. And that's what I'm getting from this. So congratulations. This group has this manifestation coming. You're going to be here. You're going to go within. You're going to understand. You're going to come out this way. And then I feel like this is the physical manifestation. I feel like this is the emotional manifestation of this, where you're like, I'm no longer there. I'm taking my experiences and I'm moving forward. Make sense? So let's talk about your health and healing. Expression, assertiveness, self-control, direction. This is your will. That's what I feel like you find in here. When you go within, I feel like you find your will. I feel like you find your place. I feel like you find your expression, your assertiveness, your self-control, your direction. That's what I feel like you find. I feel like you come out and you're able to, this is the throat chakra. This is, and for some of you, this would be the fifth chakra, so your throat chakra. And this is the expression of you. And this is the voice or the communication of you. Now, we don't just communicate with our voice, we communicate with our being, with our energy, with our action, with what we do. We communicate to the world. There's all sorts of communication. And remember, language is just a small part of communication. We communicate with our body, we communicate with our energy, we communicate with our action. And so I feel like in this health and healing, this card is to say when you do find this, it's your will. It's your will, and it's very healing to you to bring your will into this world. This is the thing on a bigger, grander scale. Like, I know I talk about predictions and stuff for your path, but on a bigger, grander scale, it is so important for each one of you to take what you see from your heart, to take what you see from your soul, to create that and to bring it to the world. Have you ever wondered, some of you, why we get these periods where um, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. Okay, so have you ever wondered why we get these periods in music where we're like, there's no good music out? Or why isn't anybody doing something different? Or why isn't like it? And you know what it is? From what I'm seeing and what I've been shown, it's that people aren't creating the way that they need to create. It's always a choice. And so when people are stuck in their heads, or something's happening and they don't want to create, or they have no courage, or for whatever reason, everybody has their own reason. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying this is the physical manifestation of when we feel like there's not any music coming out. It's because there are some artists that need to be coming through that aren't doing their purpose, that aren't creating from their soul, that aren't bringing that music out, right? That's an example. That's on a bigger, grander scale. I want you to understand that it is so important, whatever your dream is, whatever this thing is that won't go away in your soul, in your heart, in your mind, it's so important for humanity, especially we were talking about this Pluto. It's so important for humanity to leave your mark, even if it's in the tiniest way. Like I talked about the bigger, music, but even if it's in the tiniest way, because you matter. Your thoughts, your creativity, what you're bringing to this world, what you're bringing to humanity, stays in our DNA, stays in the DNA of when we're not here, no longer here, and the next generation comes up, right? So it's really, really important for you just standing on your own, just understanding that you don't have to be fearful, understanding that you did make it through this is going to help you not only express and be very healing for you, but it's going to leave that in the DNA so that others understand that they can as well. Make sense? So let's talk about your finances, even though this was more about your finances. Man may become the master of himself and his environment and of his environment because he has the power to influence his own subconscious mind and through it gain the cooperation of infinite intelligence. Isn't that right on par? Influence. That is what this card is saying. Financially, you it's just what I said here. This is just a manifestation of where you are. Everything around you, when whatever's going on in your life is a manifestation of where you are. In these next couple of weeks, manifestation of where you finally are because you've gone in and realized, I'm okay. I am part of the one. I am part of source. I am okay. I've done it. I've got more to do, but I'm no longer fearful. And because of that, man may become the master of himself and of his environment because he has the power to influence his own subconscious. That is very, very important and a very good key. That you have the power to influence your own subconscious mind and through it gain the cooperation of infinite intelligence. That's like plugging in a manifestation of your physical manifestation of what's really going on within you. Okay? So congratulations to group 1. That's really heavy. So, let's talk about group 2. And again, I will just pull these cards. We've got some daydreaming, we've got some imbalance, but we've got opportunity. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like this group is a little stuck in their head. I feel like this group is fantasizing a lot, but not taking much action, even though the universe is trying to give you opportunity, even though the universe is telling you you no longer have to do the things that you were doing before, but you do have to do new things to get the ball rolling, to get to where you're accepting and allowing these opportunities. This is the moon. So I feel like some of you are stuck on this one thing that you just feel like you got to bring forth. And some of you, it's about a relationship. I'm feeling like some of you are like, no, we can do this. And no, it's my, I mean, I don't like to say twin flame a lot. I have to make a video about the twin flame thing. But from your feeling, this is your feeling. This isn't mine. I'm feeling your feeling is like some of you have this twin flame thing going on where you're like, no, we're gonna make it through. No, it's gonna happen. No, I'm gonna, we're gonna eventually. We have to go through our partners, or we have to go through whatever. Like I feel like this is all fantasy, and that's not to take anything away from you because, I mean, what is reality anyway, right? So I'm just saying from your point of view, I'm seeing that instead of doing, you're fantasizing, and I feel like you're also being stubborn, and that's where they're saying you don't have to take any more steps in that direction. You've done all you could. There are other things that you need to take a step in, right? But I feel like you're being stubborn. This is the Nine of Wands. Like, I'm tired, I'm resting, I don't want to do anymore. And then you become overwhelmed. And so this is the Five of Coins. This means you're coming from lack. This means you're coming from a space of, why can't I have this? Why are people always taking from me? Why don't I ever get the opportunity? Why? I'm feeling like that lack. I'm feeling like that lack of abundance, lack of love, lack. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like you have your hand out, and I feel like you give, and then you don't receive, and then you because you're coming from lack to begin with. Like a lot of you like to give and say, well, I'm a giver. I give and I help and I fix and I do, right? But if you really look at this, and I'm going to call you out, if you really look at this, you're giving and loving and doing because you're expecting something in return, right? Because when you don't get that thing in return, then you're upset. Otherwise, you wouldn't be expecting the thing in return, right? So let me say it a different way. If you really gave and didn't care whether they returned it or not, then it wouldn't matter that they didn't return it. But it does, so you get your feelings hurt, and then you become, so that's coming from lack. Does that make sense? So if you just change that perception, only do when you want to do and don't expect anything in return. Or don't do it. Just don't do it, right? So you have this opportunity that wants to come in. You are overwhelmed because you keep trying to go in the same direction and it's not working. And you're like, I know it's going to work. And then you're like, no, I see some possibilities. So I do it again. And then I get taken advantage of, or somebody doesn't do it, or it doesn't go my way. And then bam, right? And so you get overwhelmed. It has to do with being stubborn. I feel like this is being stubborn. I feel like the universe is trying to give you opportunity, 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 opportunity. Those seen and unseen. Sometimes you don't see the opportunity right away. Sometimes the little opportunity gets you to the next opportunity that gets you to the one that you really wanted, right? But sometimes we have the ego. We think that we know better. We're like, nope, it's supposed to work out this way. Nope, it's supposed to do that. Nope, nope. And then you get stubborn. Okay, so that's what's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks for you guys. Remember, they're asking you to change the direction. Just change the direction. Everything that you have done in that one direction, if it's not going forth, leave it alone for a little bit. Just relax it. Just go to something else and then let the inspiration come in to tell you and some clarity come in to tell you which direction you eventually want to go with that. Okay, just give it a break. Don't get tired and overwhelmed because you're trying to make it happen. Just give it a break. Just give it a break and look in a different direction and be open to the universe. Be open to your higher self. Be open to the guidance, to the synchronicity, to the meditation, to the dreams. Be open. Have an open heart because you've got opportunity trying to come to you. You've told the universe, you've told God, you've told oneness, you told your higher self what you wanted. They're trying to get you there. So let's talk about this health and healing. Yeah, this is your first chakra. Before I even read this, I can tell it's like I can feel that it's your first chakra. You were being stubborn. You're like, I want it this way. It's just like, I want it this way. And lovingly, God, the universe, higher self, your angels, they're going to give you what you want. You have free will. So if you're trying to make something happen, they're trying to get you there. If you're trying to make something happen with someone else, then you're talking about two consciousnesses on it, and you both have free will. So that's a different story. So to be very healing in your first chakra, in your grounded chakra, it needs to be grounded and it needs to be balanced. A lot of you are grounded, I feel, but I feel like you need to be balanced in that grounding. So this says belonging, community, culture, and tribe, family. Okay, so this is going to be very healing because some of you it's relationships with a lover, some of you it's relationships with um, a friendship. Some of you, it's relationships with a spouse, and some of you is relationships with siblings. Or, yeah, I feel a lot of siblings for some reason. And I feel children. Like the children may be older, or, yeah, teens or 20s. Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling teens or 20s. Um, but it's like this very healing way to, when you do this, when you change your perception and allow these opportunities to come in, you see the red around this? This to me means it's coordinated with this. These opportunities are going to be very healing. These opportunities are going to be helping you balance this chakra, helping you balance this. And it has to do, some of you, with opening up your heart and seeing it in a different way. That means maybe allowing your community or your tribe or the way that you were brought up but have changed the culture to do it differently. Does that make sense? Allowing some help, allowing someone to come in and show you a different way. Not do it for you, but show you a different way in these matters. And I don't feel like you see the connection where these affects this, but it is affecting this. Very much so. So my advice to you is to balance this chakra. So to balance the chakra, close your eyes, get into that meditative state, start to visualize or imagine the red chakra in your first chakra, red, and then ask your guides, your angels, or whoever you speak to, communicate with, ask them to balance it for you. And I would do that over these next couple of weeks. And that may help you see things different in a different light and open up your heart and let some people in. Let some situations in. Let some opportunity in. Make sense? So the financial card is desire. Every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat. Only by doing this can one be sure of maintaining the state of mind known as burning desire to win essential success. So, every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources to retreat. All sources of retreat. That means not taking no for an answer. This is in your finances. Not taking no for an answer, having a desire. The desire is so much. And it's interesting that you have the desire that you need. So you have this desire that they're talking about in love or in a relationship or dealing with people, but you don't have that same desire when it comes to the money, when it comes to the finances, when it comes to your stability. So I see this as, and again, this is what they're saying. What I said before, change directions. Release that, let it go for a little bit. Doesn't mean you have to stop it. Just let it go. Just relax it and move over to focus on where you need to put your desire to make you feel more stable. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope so. All right, so group 3. Let's see what we got. Oh, you're studying. Some of you just started dating. Others of you, oh, wow. Nice. Okay. Group three. This is a lovely time. Is this not awesome? You have two Eight of Cups. That is crazy. This means you really are leaving what no longer serves you. This means you really are, like, not just emotionally, but you are physically there. You are physically no longer here. Okay. So, before I talk about that, let's talk about this Eight of Coins. So, I'm seeing that some of you just begin dating and you've met somebody. So I feel like some of you were looking at dating and trying to figure out how to do it and maybe going back into it. And others of you had been burned so badly that you were not really sure if you even wanted to. And so you were sort of studying this. You were sort of looking at this. And with this Eight of Coins too, I feel like you've been through a lot. Like you could teach relationships. Like maybe you could teach relationships 101 and 102, right? Like the beginnings of relationships and how that works, right? That's what I feel like. You don't realize that you're there. And because of this, you begin to open up your heart. You begin to figure out how you were going to date. And I feel the Two of Cups as you've met somebody. Or in the next 2 weeks, you're going to be meeting someone. And this person is a lovely person. I will tell you because I do not feel I'll tell you that this person's a 50-50. I feel like a 50-50, and I'll tell you why. Emotionally, you're going to have it. Emotionally, you're going to bond. Emotionally, you're going to be there. Emotionally, he's going to be or she's going to be very healing for you. I love this for you. But because I'm seeing more cups than I'm seeing pentacles and I'm seeing wands, which means there's passion. And it's going to move fast. It's going to move really fast. But the reason I'm giving it a 50-50 shot is because I feel like it is going to be up to you. Always the other person has a choice too, but I feel like they're going to leave it up to you whether you want to actually make a go of this. Because some of you just started dating and then you meet this guy or this girl and then it goes fast and then you realize I've been through so much and I'm so happy right now and I'm no longer there. That's the Eight of Cups. Like I'm no longer in that space anymore. I don't ever want to be in that space. I'm good here. But is it worth me having a full-time relationship? This is funny because a lot of you, and this is sort of a Gemini thing too, a lot of you didn't mean to find the one right out of the gate, and some of you have found the one right out of the gate. But it's a 50-50 shot, right? Because if you've ever watched me in tarot before, we have more than one the one. We have several the ones, okay? So, because if you say, well, if he's the one or she's the one, then why is it 50-50? It's because they're not the only one. There's other ones. Um, And so I feel like in this next couple of weeks, you meet somebody, or I feel like this person that you've been dating, you get to the next level. It is going to go fast. Some of you are taking an actual trip to see this person. No, some of you are taking an actual trip and meet this person. Very, very few of you take an actual trip to see this person, but some of you are taking a trip and you actually meet this person. I do see a couple of you moving and then meeting this person. So that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. But when this happens, you'll feel like, not just feel, because you already feel like that. You're going to see that you're no longer, that this thing that has taken so much of your time, so much of your heart, so much of your emotions, you'll see that you're no longer there. And you're moving away from that area of your life. You're moving into a much better time of your life. So congratulations. So let's talk about your chakra. So you have sound, music, silence, rhythm, vibrations, sound. So again, this is your throat chakra. So this communication to the world, engaging in another relationship, engaging with a partner again, whether it's just dating for one or two times, whether it's really enjoying yourself, that's also voicing that sound. That's you're engaging to the world again. You're living life again. And so I see this as very healing for you to go with the flow. okay? The music, the sound, whatever happens, go with it. Don't try to predict it. Don't try to make it happen. Don't try to not make it happen. Like, don't go and say, okay, that's my husband or that's my wife or that's going to be that. And that's what I mean. Or don't even, and don't go the opposite way either and say, well, that's not it. And I don't care. And da 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 da. And so I'm not even going to try. Don't do either one of those. Just go with the flow. Don't label it. Just go. Just feel it. Feel the sound. Feel the vibration. Feel the rhythm of it. Get back into life and enjoy. Enjoy your now. That's where I'm getting the Gemini energy. Because I'm feeling like Gemini energy. And it's like Geminis know how to live in the now. That's what I love about being a Gemini, is that I know how to live in the now. Like now. Like not 5 minutes ago and not 5 minutes from now, but now. Okay? So go with the flow, because this is going to be very healing to the way that you communicate to the world, to the way that you communicate to life, to the way that you communicate with yourself. Does that make sense? So, for your finances, one of the most common causes of failure is the habit of quitting when one is overtaken by temporary defeat. Now, I think that has to do with this too. So, this person that you're going to meet, whether it's even a business partner, this could be a business partner too, actually, that you'll realize you're no longer in that old space where your business was almost taken or things almost happen. You realize somebody comes to help you because you've been studying, because you've been working. So, I feel like this could be business as well. I felt a lot of relationship issue, but it's business too. So one of the most common causes of failure is the habit of quitting when one is overtaken by temporary defeat. That also has to do with me saying going with the flow. Listen to the sound, engage in the rhythm and the music and the vibration of life. Just because you have temporary defeat, it's what we do after that defeat that makes us the master, that brings us the character. What are we going to do? Are you going to just stop? Or are you going to get up, adjust, and do it again in a different way because you know it's going to happen, right? Don't get overtaken by temporary defeat. If you know in your heart, in your soul, in your mind, and those are aligned, and it will, like if it's something that just won't go away, that means it's for you, okay? But remember, it all has to be aligned. Like your ego has to be balanced with your heart, with your soul, with your mind, okay? So, just because something didn't work out, just because you didn't make that money, just because that particular position didn't come in, doesn't mean you're defeated. Just means get up and do a different way, right? Because that's going to make you the master. That's going to give you the money. That's going to bring in the stability. That's going to bring in the riches and the financial abundance, okay? So, good luck. Okay, let's do number 4. So number 4, very balanced. 9 of coins. Your feeling is still. It's so funny. So what I'm feeling here is that physically you're okay, but emotionally you're overwhelmed because you feel like it should be more. I'm feeling like you feel like this dream of yours or this relationship or this, whatever this is, I feel like you feel like it's too far. I feel like you feel like there's so much more work to do, but it's a feeling, because this Ten of Swords is a feeling. If you look at this Ten of Swords, the swords are actually at the end, or the tips, they have light, which means they're bringing you something, but you feel as if you're being overwhelmed. You feel as if it's too much. You feel like you can't take it anymore. Like, what am I just can't move anymore. I can't do anymore, right? And you feel like it's too far. But in reality, you're at the 9 of coins and you're balancing everything out. So let me say this, because we deal with space-time. Oftentimes when we begin to clear out our life, and then it gets a little clear, and then all of a sudden, bam, something major from your past comes and you got to deal with that. And you're like, oh my God, I thought I fixed my life. And then bam, again, something else comes and you're like, why won't this stop happening? It's because you're clearing your field. It's because space time, you're still dealing with the repercussions of these decisions that you made in the past, right? But I don't feel like these are bad things. I feel like it's just balancing out for you. I feel like you're just getting rid of the residual. I feel like if you just, so I'm hearing from spirit, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep taking the action, doing what you're doing. Keep taking the action. It's all balancing out. That's what I'm hearing. You're actually here, but you feel like you're here. It's balancing out. There's some residual things. The way to get out of that is to just keep taking the action step by step by step by step. Where you're ending up here in the next 2 weeks is the 10 of Cups. This emotional bonding, this place of celebration. All the cups are filled. You're so, so happy, right? You don't have to think of this as far, far away. The Ten of Swords is also where you can turn that feeling around of, oh my God, everything is just coming at me and I don't know what to do, or when will it ever stop because it feels so far away. Stop, relax, and do one thing at a time. And then you say, well, which one, Cindy? Whichever one comes to mind. They've all been waiting anyway while you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, oh my God. So they can all wait until you're ready for them, right? So one at a time. Just pick the one thing, then pick the next thing, finish that, pick the next thing, finish that, pick the next thing. Okay? That's what's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks for you. It's all balancing out. You are going to feel this, but you can't if your mind is here. Okay? Because this is your reality and this is what you think your reality is. But by the end, you're going to feel the celebration. And remember, if you picked like the first group, remember wherever you think you're at or whatever's going on in your life is a physical manifestation of you, right? And so when you feel this begins to come. That makes sense? Okay, so let's see what can heal. Oh yeah, you definitely need that. So the interconnection, it's expansion, oneness, light, divine consciousness. You have all the answers. All you have to do is connect to yourself. But you're over here thinking everything's too much. You're over here thinking that it's way too far. If you just silence yourself for a minute and connect, you will see that there is abundance. You will see that you already are abundant. You will feel that you already are and have everything that you want. It's all a matter of space-time. You'll see the direction that you need to go. You'll feel the direction that you need to go. They're asking you to connect with your higher self. They're asking you to connect with oneness again. They're asking you to come back to center. This is going to be very healing for you because I feel like many of you need to see it in your mind and need to see it like you're more of the I need to see it to believe it. And they're saying if you just connect and come center, we'll show you. And it's going to be very healing for you so that you know the direction you need to go in. Make sense? And this one says definiteness of purpose. This is your finances. When you begin to think and grow rich, you will observe that riches begin with a state of mind, with definiteness of purpose, with little or no hard work. Oftentimes you feel like it's such hard work and it's only the work that you made yourself do, right? Sometimes you can look back and say, you know what? I really didn't. Why was that so hard? I really did. I really made it harder than it needed to be, right? And so they're saying that what I said before with this, they want you to come feel how abundant you are. They want you to come feel how rich you are, how loved you are, how happy that they are to be with you, that they, how proud they are that you are here, that you decided to come, that you decided to be born in this life. but you're going to have to get to the center to be able to understand that you already have all of this. It's just about the unfolding. That's all. It's just about the unfolding. All right, my gorgeous ones. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you so very much. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will be bringing out another video. Bye.